choice to make. It's my new rebellious way. Choice to make. It's my new rebellious way. It's my new rebellious way.
and welcome to another episode of Taekwondo. We appreciate you for taking the time and efforts to be here live and direct. It seems that my video is a little bit crooked. I just see that at the moment. But welcome anyway. Appreciate you for taking the time. Might be on myself, by the way. I think it's a little bit crooked. Nothing that I can do about it at this particular moment. Welcome everybody. Really appreciate you for taking the time and effort to be here live and direct. I do see a lot of different people coming in, and so let's check that out as well. Let's go in with MT, who's in the house. Welcome, MT. Appreciate that you are here like always every time I'm going live. Also, Veal is in the house. Welcome, Veal. Hi, good evening to everybody. He says, and all the way from the back corner, the Kabel Studio is also in the house, or the Achterhoek as we call it in the Dutch. Black Film Studio is the one thing I was hoping that the ATEM 4K was the ATEM ISO 4K, and that's not announced. That was a bit of a disappointment. Correct, that's not been announced, but let's talk about it anyway because it might be of interest to see what we can do about that later. I still don't think that this is. Maybe I can help it a little bit, like so. There you go. It's not perfect yet. Me don't like. Something's wrong here. Something is terribly wrong. Let's see that. I'm gonna fix that quickly. I cannot. Irritating. There you go. That's the first step of the switch. Then we need to do this a little bit. Still a bit crooked, but we'll figure it out later. Okay, here we go indeed, and MD says nice intro. Thank you so much. Actually built that intro in the US. Actually have a picture of it when I'm building that. Maybe I can show you in just a bit. And Niels is also in the house. By the way, thank you, Niels, for pointing out the time of Aaron's show, which totally was not in my mindset at the particular moment. Also, Raoul is in the house. Welcome as well. 2 shows in the same time. Yeah, well, it should be that it's at least not fully overlapping like it was a couple of hours ago. Thank you again to Niels for pointing that out. All right, this looks a little bit better than it used to be, but I'm gonna fix it at a later stage anyway. I hope that you can all agree with that. Hey, so I was not in the country for the last 2 weeks roughly. I was actually visiting the US for basically having some vacation, but also I was also going to NAB. I know that I didn't say that out loud in the many streams that led up to this point. Reason for that is actually because I have been trying to do that for 2 years now. I was like, I'm not gonna bother. Let's just wait till we're 100% certain that everything will go as planned, and it happened, and that's the reason why I was there. And as you might have noticed, is that I have actually pushed out quite some content the last couple of days. So let me show you quickly what if you go to the Taekwondo website, you can actually see at this particular moment. So let's dive into that quickly before I forget. So here we go. Maybe let's do it like this. It's better. So here you have under the if you go down, you've got Taekwondo live shows. So those are the live shows. There we have pre-recorded content, which basically, yeah, I'm not really going to do a lot of those. And then we've got conferences, and this is the one that is now currently live. It's all about NAB, of course. And I already created a micro panel video for Black Magic, the Burdock cameras, Scarroy products, PTZ Optics products, and Core Snap and Nano 10 or Nano X power delivery units. And I actually had 2 additional ones, but I'm gonna do that a little bit differently. I'm gonna make that part of this show because they were very short and maybe not as new as you might have thought. So that is the reason why these are not separate videos. But at least, yeah, quite some videos that were lined up for you this week. And I thought to really wrap it up today to make this video. So I hope that you agree with that. It's like a Star Wars thing, MT says, like the dark force sneaks around the corner. Yeah, so that's basically what happened today, is that, of course, I started up the studio, and I actually checked if it worked, but I didn't check enough if it was crooked or what. It seems to be crooked. I do see that it's crooked even. I see that my lens is not even 100% correctly mounted, so let's try to fix that quickly, like so. Look at that. Look at that. There you go. Boom. So there you go. So what we're gonna do today is, of course, we're gonna check out some really cool things that I've seen during the show. We're gonna do that a little bit differently. So, of course, if you want to see them up close and personal, please go ahead and watch those videos. They're really cool and quite long in some cases. But I'm gonna do it a little bit differently today. So I already saw somebody talking about and that somebody is a Black Film Guild. He says that, or she, I presume he. The one thing I was hoping for was a 8M ISO 4K, and it was not announced. So let's talk about Blackmagic first, because Blackmagic did announce quite a lot, I can tell you. Let me know if you are interested in some pictures of the vacation. I can do that at the very end of the show if needed. So please say something like vacation in the comments if you would like some pictures on that as well. If not, I'm just going to skip it. Anyway, so let's talk about Blackmagic for now. And Blackmagic did a huge announcement. Right a day or two before the show really started. I remember that I was in the hotel room having my own Apple TV. I brought that along with me. Something that I've learned last couple of years is that I really want to have my own content at my disposal and not 100% oriented towards hotel content, because it basically is not my thing. Anywho, this is what they came up with. So a new Blackmagic Ursa Cine Camera 12K, not part of this audience, I presume, so I'm gonna skip that fully. But what I am gonna talk about is the Pixis 6K. I love this camera. I think it's great. It is actually a box camera. So this is a fully kitted out camera with everything on top of it. But it actually comes with only the box by itself. So let me see if I have a picture of it here somewhere where you can. Here you go. These are the boxes that we have. We've got a PL mount. We've got an EF mount. And we have a L mount. And the center one is the one that I'm really interested in, the EF mount. And the reason why that I'm interested in that is that basically I do already own 3 EF lenses, and it makes a lot of sense to reuse what you already have. So basically that's the one that I will most likely go for. Again, really liking this model and the ability to really kit it out. It is 100% the same sensor and the same technology as the one that I have actually already expressed interest in earlier this year. And that is, let me show that quickly. That is this camera right here. Right, this one. This is exactly the same technology specs than the other camera, with the exception of that the other one has SDI built in, and it has also the possibility to have a network connection as well. So there are some additional functionalities in there that are more interesting for my use cases. but on the image sensor for information, it's really good. Really good Blackmagic OS functionality, so really easy to work with it. Audio is, of course, is in there as well. There is no NDI filter. That's a bit of a shame. I would love to have an NDI filter in it, but I guess that's something that they could not fit in. But again, something that I am looking forward to, and I do think that this one is going to be on my list for end of this year or early next year. Not for now, but definitely something that I will be eyeing to purchase. That's the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Of course, DaVinci Resolve 19 is coming out. I've not downloaded it. I'm waiting until the beta is over, but it does look very promising. A lot of upgrades there for you, and one of the major upgrades is, of course, the possibility to have a replay functionality, and that brings me to where is it? Where is that replay unit? Did I just move over it? I probably did. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, the replay unit. So this is a speed editor-like functionality, but then fully optimized also for replay functionality. And I have that video out. Please go ahead and check it out. It is quite a number of buttons that you have to press, so it's not as straightforward as, for example, with vMix. Though with ATEM, it's actually very nicely done, very nicely integrated. I do like that it's possible to have live feed that's going into your DaVinci Resolve functionality. So it is something that you can do quite live as you might have wanted to have. So it is a possibility, and it is fully integrated in the Blackmagic ecosystem. So this woman is switching while her colleague is already preparing a replay unit of this I presume basketball game. So that is really, really, really cool that is a feature nowadays within Blackmagic. And I think that this is one I am a little bit on the edge about. Why? Because, of course, I do already have a really good replay system, which is based on vMix. And I will also have already a speed editor as well. So I'm a little bit like, I would personally not know if I'm going to do it, yes or no. But if you are involved in that and you don't have a vMix system, then this might be the one for you. So that I think that's still one to look forward to. Before I continue, let's check if there are any comments in the meantime, so that we don't lose track too much. Do show pictures. I will do that then at the end of the show. So Niels, thanks. I will do. Niels, did you walk into the vMix booth and ask, when does my shift start? Yes, I did, Niels. But they didn't beat me. Let's just call it that way. No issues there. I will very likely be at IBC in Amsterdam. Looks like it's going to be positive this year as well. Still waiting for confirmation, and I believe that the confirmation will come like within the next 3 or 4 weeks. So it will take some time before that's 100% confirmed. But they are also not 100% confirmed on the booth size, etc. Anyway, so we have to wait. Okay, definitely gonna have the vacation pictures. Okay, will do. And I agree, the Pixis does look good, and again, I am in the market for that one, definitely. Again, also the Resolve replay, think it's really well done. So go for it if you don't have vMix. If you do have vMix, I would argue to go with a X-Keys replay unit and just go like that. Though price-wise, the The DaVinci Resolve one is very much on par with the one that Xkeys makes. So a little bit in dubio about it. And you never know, because you can still use the same unit also as a speed editor. So you never know if I will change my mind at the later stage. But for now, I do think that that's something that I do not need. But nevertheless, really interesting concept, and it's actually working quite well. So, point of interest. That is very important confirmation there. Let's move on to other things that they have announced. Also, the DaVinci Resolve micropanel. Again, check that video. Love this thing. I'm a little bit angry at Blackmagic because I have the previous micropanel. Love that thing as well, but it has two things not on it, which I think it's a bummer, is that it didn't have the possibility to add a serial note. So I needed to go into the application to do that, which is okay because it's just Command S. That's about it, but it's still an additional step. And also to add a window is also possible, and here you can do both of that. A bar, and you can also put a iPad in there as well. Now, that being said, it still might be something to consider, but not anytime soon for me. If you have not done it yet, this is something. I think that this is the cheapest but very good product that you can get. It's a little bit plastically, so it doesn't feel very robust, but it's definitely a very good feeling to it. The balls are really good. It's an extremely good product, I can tell you. I've tried it out. Then the 2110, let's wait for that for a little bit for the 2110, because that is something for later. One of the things that they also announced, which I think was great, was the micro panel. And yes, this is 100% what I needed for my setup. Now, you might say, hey, Pedro, why do you need it? That's stupid. Well, let me show this picture right here. So this picture shows you why this product is so important. And I will navigate exactly where you need to check. I'm checking all of those cables. That is one big mess. And that's one thing and what you don't see on the picture is that all of those cables are actually going under the table and behind me. So they're all on the floor, and I have to step over those cables, which is a mess. It doesn't feel great. And with the possibility of this micro panel, gone are all of those cables. There's just one cable. Actually, you can also choose for none because it has a Bluetooth interface. But I will definitely have it connected to the USB port of a laptop because it has to run via laptop. But it is very, 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 very fine and very well created for my use cases. I can do everything that I want with this particular model right here with less cables. I'm really stoked about that. And yes, I did purchase it already. Well, I ordered it already. I don't have it yet. I still have to wait maybe for a few weeks or so before I have it. But once I got it, I will definitely show it to you. It is roughly the same size as the Mini Extreme ISO. It's roughly the same size. It's a little bit larger in the sense it's a little bit longer, but it's very, very much comparable between the two. So we're talking literally maybe that it stops at the logo here, and that's all that is additionally. So yes, really am interested in this one, 100%. Now, let's talk about the 2110 converters. Yes, this is big. This is going to be a huge thing. And for the first time, because last year I was like, I don't know about 2110. but now I'm starting to open up to that. Will I purchase anything soon? I don't believe that. I think that it will take some time before I will go into the 2110 environment. For me, the use case is really about the ability to have my production booth as far away as possible of the gig, but not having to handle a lot of different cables. And because of that, I'm actually eyeing only this one that I'm just highlighting right here. I hope that you see that. This is like like a HyperDeck kind of a box. The reason why I am considering this one is that this one is 3G. It's not 12G. I don't need 12G. I don't have a 4K production. I will most likely never have a 4K production. I am totally HD biased, and I still like it. And I know, of course, 4K, go for it if you have to start. But 4K is not only a switcher; it's the whole, the whole production suite that you need to change, and I'm not willing to do that. So maybe have one or two, well, at least two of these boxes in the future, so that I can have like 3 cameras going from one end to another one with just one cable, one Ethernet cable. That's it. And I think that would be very, very interesting in my opinion to do that. So yes, that's something that's on my to-do list. They did also showcase the HDMI and SDI versions of it, and that looked very, very good. Low latency. There is a little bit low latency, but not a lot. They also had this IP converter, which allows you to have multiple of these units to come in. Again, all 4K. The other box, this box right here that I've just showed, is actually a 3 system, and this is 4 systems. So, quite nice. And there's also, and I cannot see that right now, there's also a a switcher. Yeah, the Ethernet switch. And this Ethernet switch is actually the same as a video hub, but there for 2110. So not SDI based, but 2110 based, so that you can do a switch from which source or target that you want to have right from this box in 2110. That is really, really cool. So yes, something that is very big within Blackmagic, and something that I think a lot of people will finally embrace, including myself. These are the ones that I'm really interested in. Next up are other things, and those are, for example, the 4K switchers, which are the same switchers as we already have in HD, but then the 4K. Really loving them, all of them. Again, if you want to go 4K, go for it. If not, go for the HD models. They're as good as the other one. So I would not argue always in favor of the 4K model. I know that some people will say, yeah, but then you're future-proof. But again, future-proof means not only the switcher, it also means the cameras, etc. Also, the cables need to be changed. So my cables are all 3G verified, not 12G. So then what I also would like to highlight is a new monitor, which also includes the 2110 interface. So you can directly have 2110 on this monitor, which is quite interesting as well. So that was Blackmagic, in my opinion, a very good drop of products. And indeed, the 2110s, actually the older model, the one that they showed last year, is actually the one that I'm very much interested in, and the micro panel. The studio looks huge. Which one? Mine? No, my studio is not huge at all. Let me see. Is that replay editor possible to use also with the old HyperDecks? I don't need the new ones. No, you can use the old HyperDecks as well. There will be a firmware update. Now, it depends on how old your HyperDecks is. I think that all current models will be acceptable. Will accept this product. Now, be aware, you do not need the HyperDecks to record. There will be a software update, and as a matter of fact, I have seen it already working on the Extreme SDI or the Extreme, the A-Type Mini Extreme, that will have the ability to utilize the external hard drive. So you do not need to get a separate HyperDeck for this. You can do it with your Extreme as well, with a SSD drive, I mean. That's something very important. I don't know if it's currently available already, but it will become available. And again, I've seen it in real life. I think that the HyperDecks need to be able to record into a network drive, but some of the older models just got a firmware update. Correct. Again, you do not need to have the HyperDecks. The 2110 is a pretty cool, but very network heavy. Yes and no. So again, let's go back to the website, because I think it's important to show what I'm talking about. Let me go back very quickly. All right, I'm ready on the right page. Let me go back to the 2110. So let me be very so this is the one, exactly this one. Let me remove this. This is the one unit that I'm exactly interested in. It's a 3G model, so it's up to 2K without any issues. For AZ, it's enough, and it will allow me to have 3 separate SDI, I mean, 3 different SDI inputs, but also 3 SDI outputs. So if you look at the back, I have 1, 2, 3 SDI inputs and 3 SDI outputs. And those 3 SDI inputs and outputs allows me to cross-reference to 2 of these systems. And I can hook up this network Ethernet switch directly to the same box on the other side. There is no router in between whatsoever, just a cable, just a Ethernet cable. That's all it needs to be. That's already been verified. You do not need to have a separate router for it. So that also means that if you connect those 2 and you have 3 inputs, you're golden. If you need 6, then okay, then you need to buy 1 additional box, or alternatively, then you might want to have a router in between. Because of course of the price, it's almost $600, which is quite expensive, and you need to have 2 of them. But you can already go with, for example, this one, which is already $365, or what is this one or not? Yeah, so you also have an HDMI converter. But these are not inexpensive, right? So you still need to purchase quite a lot of money, and that's the reason why I think that this 3G model, which is the oldest model, which I cannot find in this one, I think that this is still the best one. But now, what is different now is that I'm now understanding the functionality. I understand what needs to be done, and I think that this is really a good idea. Now, there is a slight delay, so that means that it's best to have all cameras going via the same protocol. But at least it's a nice starting point. And the reason that my use case again is to have a bit more cable length to my disposal, so that I can actually sit somewhere else. What I typically do is that either I'm sitting very close to a stage or wherever it is, or alternatively I rent a van a simple van, puts 2 tables in there, and just build my own OB van for it, and then this product comes into play. So I like a makeshift OB van. All right. MT says, a thing like a micro panel I want to build myself with X keys, maybe with some macro buttons. MT, wait for that. Make sure to, if you are going to do that, to make sure that you're using not a standard X keys, but an X keys with central control built in. There will be a new product coming to X keys with a central control core inside of it, so you can just hook up the unit to a laptop, configure it when you're at home, and once it is configured, you can just stop using your laptop, and you have a fully controllable unit for the ATEM. Very, very interesting concept, and it works like a charm. I've already seen it 2 times already, and I would go for that if you are considering the X keys. Any idea if Blackmagic would make a 21 switcher? I think that they already, well, no, they didn't really. Yeah, so they did create a like a video hub for 2110, and it actually acts as a switcher, but not a full-on switcher. Definitely, again, check out the Netgear AV switchers. They just released a 4320? No. At least they released a new version of it that will allow the 2110 functionality by Netgear. I feel that they drop products for bigger production companies. Yeah, absolutely. I think that most of especially those cameras that Blackmagic provided, most of them are out of our league. That single camera, I would not buy multiple of those. So it's actually also for a live production company out of the league a little bit. Though $3,000 is getting to a nice price point. Then let's say the 2110 is really, like I said, for the makeshift OB van, it would be a great idea, but I also not need it every single day, so that's also the reason why I'm holding back on it still. So yeah, agreed. So the Cabo Studio said, yeah, if you go box to box, but if you want to use it as a network, then you will add up. Correct. I agree. And that's basically what I'm saying there as well. So keep it separate. It's like I have my own Netgear AV switcher. Actually, it's right here. That is really for the NDI traffic and control traffic. I'm not even going to use it in my studio. So that's the same thing there. I would actually consider to purchase a third unit just for 2110. Seriously, that makes life way easier. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes. X keys for central control, awesome. Yes, I've seen it. Joe DeMax has done a great job. So what he did was that the central control, I'm actually using central control as we speak, but it is a Windows version. There will become a Mac version from central control as well, so that will be released, but there will be also a core version of it, and that core version will also run on a single board PC, and that single board PC is actually built into a X-Keys unit, and that will be sold separately by X-Keys very, very soon, probably in the June-July timeframe, on top of my head. So that is something to look into. All right, moving on, I think. So that was Blackmagic. I think that we spent quite some time on Blackmagic. very, very interesting products. Because we were talking about X keys, let's talk about X keys as the second part, and that is roughly that. This is what they released, the XBE series, which basically means that these have colorful buttons. So all of these units have full RGB support, which is, I think, the first time that they have that within X-Keys realm. And they have quite a lot of different ones, as you can see, including the one that I have right here, but unfortunately not colored yet. But this T-bar is now also in a more colorful functionality available. Really, really cool. The central control system is not yet on their website. I did check that out earlier today, but unfortunately I cannot show it to you. But that's something also to look forward to in, let's say, June, July, somewhere in that area. All right. Next up, let's talk about PTZ Optics. PTZ Optics, of course, has their Move 4K cameras that they're really showing off during IBC. They just released new firmware, which makes it more AI driven. Tracking is better, that kind of stuff. Really, really interesting. So if you already own that camera, you can download the latest firmware. It will allow you for more functionality. They also released Hive, which is a remote control functionality. I'm not going to promote that at this particular moment because I tried it out earlier today, and I will show you a picture that I took. I think that this is the one. Oh, no, that's not the one. Let me show you that picture that I took this morning. Didn't I record it? Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, I didn't record it. Anyway, the issue looks like it looks like the downloadable that you need has a virus. So I'm not so. That's at least what Windows is saying to me. So I'm not 100% going to go for that yet. So we'll we'll make sure that they are aware of it, so that they can do something about it. But on paper, it looks as a very good tool. I would say it's almost on par with what Blackmagic has as a remote software. So let's talk about Blackmagic. So Blackmagic, Burdock. I mean, Burdock actually released not one but two, well, actually three cameras during IBC. The X1 Ultra, and the Maki that you just this one, the Maki Ultra. The name Ultra stands for Ultra HD or 4K. One of them is HD, so the left model is HD, for example, and the right one is Ultra. Same sensor as the old cameras have, the P120, the P100. Though what is different now with Burdock cameras is that it is actually a ground up new camera that they have designed themselves. So where the older cameras, the P120s, which I own, by the way, the P120, they were by a different company called Bolin. There were some issues. Don't know what really happened, but there were some issues, and now they decided to build their own. And this is what it looks like. I think that it looks really modern, nice. I like the new tele light. I also like the new inked, the digital inked panel where you can see a QR code so that you can hook up this camera to the app, to the Burdock app, and also IP addresses and that kind of information is there as well. This is again the HD model or a 4K model. Of course, it has AI in there. This NDI HX3, which is quite nice. It can also act as a decoder. So if you have, for example, a vMix system running and you want to bring it into the camera so that it can create an NDI source of it, that is possible. So you can decode it, which is quite interesting. It has the possibility for Wi-Fi. E-ink is in there as well, so you can see the IP address, the resolution, the frame rate, and also the name of the unit, which is helpful if you want to connect it. If you go into tech specs, so again, the Sony CMOS Full HD model, and the HD model is 20 times zoom, the Ultra is 12 times zoom, and basically those are the most important things. It is not a full NDI interface, so that is different than the P120 that I have. That's a full NDI, but this is NDI HX2 or HX3 depending on what you want. I think that's okay. Don't see a reason for issues, though. Of course, with the HX series, you might have a little bit of a synchronization issue, but that's so limited that you will most likely not see it. Now, a few things that are important to note is that these products are quite new. And what I do like about Burdock nowadays is that they will only show you, new products when they are ready to be shipped. So they will not proactively already show what's coming up. So the X1 is an HD model. It only has HDMI. And the Ultra is also only HDMI. So there is no SDI PTZ camera by Burdock at this particular moment. I know something more than I'm saying at the moment. So that's all I can say at this particular moment. But there might be something else coming soon. But they're waiting before they have the ability to ship it. That's a small hint. And another thing that I'm also aware of is that they don't work with the cam control application yet. So they don't work on cam control, but they do work in the Burdock app on an iOS device. So you still have the possibility to use an app to check it out. But the ecosystem is not fully ready yet, in my opinion. This is the PTZ camera. What I also saw was indeed the Maki Ultra, which is like a box camera. And this does have an SDI support. And it comes in 4K, in white and in black, as you can see here. And I think that this is a really cool application. I am definitely in the market for at least one of these. And the reason of this, the reason of me being a part of that market, is that it has a 12 times zoom, so it means it's quite a wide angle, and for an overarching shot, that's perfect for what I need it for to be. And this is what it looks like, very nice and crisp, and you have the possibility to change some settings on the device itself. So you don't have to do that all in the code itself or in the software. So that was Burdock. Now Burdock also delivered more on the cloud functionality, though I think that it was not that important for our community. So I decided not to really spend too much time on that. But know it's there. Know also that Scargoy's products are working with that as well, so that is good. I'm not going to talk about Scargoy. I did do a video with Casper from the Scargoy. Please check it out. Really cool video. I think that it was a really cool functionality, so look at that. Before I continue, let's check if there are any questions. Niels says, "No, wow, another great launch of yeah." I don't know. It might also be that Windows says that there's a virus, but I am not willing to take that chance. So I will be checking that out with them. They didn't invite me to check it out, but I tried it myself, and I could go very far. I was already connected to the Hive portal, and in order to make it work, you need to install an Iris agent, as it's called. And that Iris agent, that doesn't look great. And by the way, welcome DJware, welcome to this show. Neil says, the interesting thing about the new Burdock's cameras is that they claim to have low latency than their old full NDI cameras. That is indeed very interesting, and I agree with that. And yeah, decode output is neat. Still sad that they didn't include the SR connector they promised on the X120. Well, the X120 is actually the reason why they split with Bolin. So I don't know. The X120 is really the biggest issue. Neil says the move tour was great. Thank you. Yeah, please go ahead and check that out yourself if you have not checked that out for yourself. Other things, well, I did check the Aperture booth. Didn't see a lot that I was really interested in, though I was, for myself, for maybe for later, very interested in the Amaran 150 area. This is, for example, this one, though I don't have any big reason to purchase it at this particular moment. Again, typically I purchase stuff when I need it. I don't need it at this moment, but I am interested in it, and I do know that Amaran is as good as Aperture, or is very close to the functionality of Aperture anyway. So definitely I would recommend to look at that. Another thing that I did not have a video on, but will definitely talk about now, is this one right here. Sure, was also at NAB, and they released this Move Mic. The Move Mic 1, 2, and the Move Mic 2 receiver kit are all three versions that you can purchase. I would always go with the 2 receiver kit, not anything else. So it is an investment, 560 European euros, but it comes with 2 microphones and this nice receiver kit, and it sounded fantastic. I listened to it. They are not using they are using Bluetooth, but they're using Bluetooth and a proprietary protocol on top of it to really make sure that it's really perfect. I can tell you that the quality of these units are better than DJI's, 100% for sure. So I think that this is a very nice setup, and something to at least keep in your mind to maybe purchase, if at all you're interested in it. You can hook this one up directly to your iPhone or Android or whatever. You can do that. It's really that easy. All right. So that is the Move Mic. Another thing that was not there, was not at NAB, but I do want to say something about it, is the Elgato Neo system. These are cheap starting products that actually do a great job. You have the Stream Deck Neo, which is a slimmed down Stream Deck with 8 buttons and a status bar and 2 additional navigation buttons. Quite cheap, does the job. Very interesting. If you don't have a Stream Deck yet, the Wave Neo, same thing. So all of these products are quite cheap, but they are quite well done. So this is, for example, a key light with buttons that you can actually use without the use of the application, and this is a nice camera, and this all released like a day after NAB was done. So I'm a bit ashamed that they didn't do that as part of the NAB part. And the last one that I want to talk about is the Lewitt. You might have noticed that I actually use a Lewitt microphone for this for my shows. So I am quite interested in them, and they just released for 350 euros the Ray. And what is different with the Ray is that it actually is sensitive for where you are as a person. So I'm quite close to this, but if I would then move like this, then you would hear that my audio will become less and less and less. So if I just, let's say, remove it like so, you will hear that it's less than it used to be. And with this Ray, the Ray, and I can actually then go like so, and it will remain the same quality of volume, because it knows where I am compared to the microphone, which is, I think, a really interesting concept, especially for us, where while I'm talking to you, I'm not listening to myself. So I would love to be able to exactly know that this is good. So I think that this is great. It can also auto mute, so when I'm gone, I don't have to switch anything. It will auto mute, and then once I'm back, it will recreate itself. So it will unmute itself, and you can just go ahead. Really interesting product. Again, something that I didn't make a video on, but definitely something that is close to my heart. And I think it's really cool. And you guys know that I love microphones, so I'm looking forward to that. This one is actually something that I didn't know that I wanted, but maybe I will. And in the meantime, thanks for the links, MT. Really appreciate you for taking that time. Last but not least. Oh yeah, I also went to vMix, of course, and within vMix, I have to say that there were no new features announced, which is totally fine, because, well, they just released quite a lot in September of last year during IBC, so I was not expecting a lot of work, but nevertheless, they did do a quick, let's say, April Fool's video, this one right here, and this was the vMix Rich Mahogany version, and yeah, of course, everybody thought, including myself, that was a April Fool's thing, and it is April Fool's thing. However, what you might not know is that it's actually a real feature of the vMix at this particular moment. And to prove it, well, I don't have it running at this particular moment, but I did create a picture of my desktop earlier today, and I will be showing it off in just a bit. Let me make sure that everything is fine here. Yep. So this is, boom, what it looked like earlier today at my place, like the real Rich Mahogany version of vMix. And if you have the latest vMix version, you can do it yourself as well. So it's something that is for free, and everybody that has vMix can actually do that immediately. In order to do that, you do need to do something. I cannot do it because I'm live at this particular moment, but I can show, of course, what it looks like. So if I go here to display, yep, to display one. So if I go here, so this is the production that I have. If I go into settings, I can then hit display, and then there's a theme that hits that's name is Rich Mahogany. If you click on that and you hit OK, you will get exactly the screen that you just saw. So that is the way that you can do it. And well, again, this is what it looks like right here. So I think that is perfect. I was like, oh, I thought it was fake, but it was not fake. MT says, is that sure also 32-bit float? Could not find the spec at the moment. I don't know. Let's check that together. So let's check that out. It's a good question. Let me show my screen again. Boom, boom, boom. Is there any... Let me see if I can find something about specs. Oh, it's in Dutch. Wait a sec. How can I change that here to USA? There you go. All right. Now you need to find it. Ah, crap. Move mic. There it is. All right. Let's see if I can find it somewhere. Tech portal, maybe. Oh, I don't want to register. Not now. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know either. MT. So unfortunately, don't know. Sorry about that. Anywho, that's all that I had in store for you guys. I hope that you liked it. This is Nils with one of the final saves. I will activate that on every vMix installation I come across. That's really funny. All right. Oh, I promised you, of course, some pictures. So let's do that. Of course, I already. So let's do that first. Need to log in to my iCloud account. Just give me a few seconds. Okay. Need my phone. You will hear some buzzing, etc. Don't worry, I will keep it as short as possible. Signing in. All right. There we go. And I already prepared some pictures for that, so I can go to that. All right. Almost prepared. So I will go a little bit fast. I will not take too much time for you guys, but let's do a quick vacation time. So I actually went to Portland, Oregon for vacation. I actually worked there in Portland a decade ago. Worked for Nike. And as a matter of fact, my current employer, ASML, is also roughly in Portland, very nearby. And one of the first things that you do when you're in Portland, you take a picture of the carpet, because it's a really cool carpet. and that's the reason why I did the same, like everybody does. So that is basically the starting point of the vacation. And then I went to Fred Meyer, which is a grocery store where I typically grab stuff to drink, to eat for the first few days. So that's my first get together. Again, this is where I've lived. So I also knew where the Starbucks was. So of course I cannot start my day without a coffee. So there you go. Then this is a extended stay in America. I love the extended stay in Beaverton due to the fact that I've lived there for 6 weeks, so I feel right at home. This is not the nicest hotel ever, but it is a certain homecoming, and you have everything that you want. You have your own fridge, you have your own microwave, you have your own kitchen sink. And also, of course, the possibility to add your own Apple TV and have a YouTube channel right there in front of you. Then I went to P.F. Chang for my standard starting point of the first day, and that is that I will have a Mongolian beef, which I really enjoy. And I actually did that together with a guy named David Foster, a friend of mine. I really and this girlfriend. We really had a great time. Then, well, I actually drove a Tesla. I love driving electric, and so I also did that during my vacation. And I went to the beach, and I went to the beach in Oregon on the Pacific Ocean, and this is Haystack Rock. And for people that know the Goonies, you might have already seen this rock because it's featured in that film. This is a little bit closer, the same rock, beautiful Haystack Rock as it's called. And a lot of birds are breeding there. So birds are allowed, but we as people are not allowed to be there because it's a natural breeding habitat. So that's the reason why, it's really beautiful. This is in Astoria. It's on the same day. This is the bridge towards Washington. If you look straight up, you'll see the Pacific Ocean. And this water which you see right here is actually the Columbia River that is going into the Pacific Ocean. And the Columbia River, you will see later, has a fantastic gorge that it has built over the years or millennia. And it looks brilliant. Again, Astoria from the other side with some nice Indian-inspired boats. Beautiful inland view, also right there with some nice hills further down the coast. This is the Astoria column, and the Astoria the story goes that the U.S. government has built this lookout post in Astoria to be aware of the British. Because of course they didn't want to have the British come into land on the west coast, so they had all kinds of lookout posts to avoid that from happening. And this is a Astoria column, and it's a beautiful column. There's a lot of engravings in there, very beautiful indeed. It looks fantastic, as you can see a little bit closer nearby. Now, let's go quick. So, typically when I arrive in Portland, I see Mount Hood, which is a big volcano, extremely big, but it's of course dormant. It is working still, but it's luckily dormant. But it has these really nice white caps, as you can see right here on this picture. This was the first time that I saw it. It was a day later, so I didn't get to see it when I arrived, but I did see it a day later, and it's extremely beautiful to see. And it's like a landmark that you can see across Oregon and Washington. Moving on, This is something that I did on the second day. That's in Washington Square Mall. I did go to the mall to purchase something specifically. However, what I didn't realize is that this machine was there. And what this machine is doing is actually it's measuring my glasses, not the one that I have on, because these are just reading glasses, but my other glasses that I need for my day-to-day job. And the reason why it was actually measuring my glasses is that I wanted to try something. I tried this. That's right. I actually tried the Apple Vision Pro, and I can tell you it is phenomenally cool. It's you cannot imagine how cool it is to see everything in 3D and actually have a production suite that is as big as the room. But also the possibility to have a cinema or a movie theater that is really fully 3D and just extremely beautiful. I would like to purchase this one once that this is available in the Netherlands. I hope one day I can. This is Multnomah Falls, one of my favorite places to come. Beautiful waterfall, an extremely beautiful place to be. And it's very near the Columbia Gorge. This is the Columbia Gorge, taken from the Vista House Point, which is this one right here. And it's just beautiful. Here you have the same picture that I took, but now with the house in it right here. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you can really take into how beautiful this location is. And I can tell you, this picture might be taken in 10 seconds, but I was there for definitely 15 minutes, 20 minutes to really, smell it and feel that this is a beautiful place to be. Moving on quickly, of course, being in Portland, I also needed to go to Vegas, so to NAB, and at NAB I saw, for example, this really cool dog by Live View. Just a fun thing that was really cool to see. I actually also saw this one for my HyperDex. I use from this brand Angelbird the SD cards. They have a really nice storage unit to put it in, so I might be tempted to purchase one. Well, just talked about that. This is me in the hotel preparing the leader that you just saw. So that was done in the Sahara in Las Vegas. And I of course also checked the different units. I didn't talk about the presentation converter yet. Still trying to get my hat over what it is and how I can use it. So I might be coming back to you on that one. And I saw this really beautiful, extremely beautiful PC. I really like it. It's not yet released. LiveView also released the LU300 SE, which is a slimmed down version of the 300. It's right in the center between the Solo and the 300. So this is a more affordable unit that you can actually use with the LiveView server. And I was not aware that this existed, so I was really happy to learn about that. So that's really cool. Almost done, guys. We talked about this. Oh yeah, there was also this really cool get together. So I met Aaron, Zephan, Tony, Doug was there. There were a lot of Ryan, of course, standing next to me. We saw a lot of different people there, and we all had a small get together, which was really cool. Together also with people from Blackmagic, and as you can see, it goes all the way through. A lot of people were there. Really cool to do. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Oh, that was wrong. This is me in Las Vegas. No, I did not gamble, even though I should have maybe. This was my car, a Model 3. This was my house when I lived there like a decade ago. From the other side, the same thing, also my house. And this is a beautiful picture from the mount hood, as already talked about. And I actually saw Aaron Parecki, had a cup of coffee with him at a really good coffee shop. And I can tell you, Americans do know how to drink coffee, but not all of them. But they know. Really, really good drink there. And last but not least, I got to see Aaron's studio, which was also really cool to be at for just a bit. So that was a lot of fun. So a quick thank you also to Aaron for that opportunity. So that is very quickly the whole vacation. So I hope that you like that. Let me see. A lot of comments came into there. So let me see what we have. DJ Ware, PF Chang, yum. Yeah, absolutely yum. Agreed. Nils, awesome landscape. Yep, agreed. And think that MT also thinks that it's awesome. Looks like a bit of a totem pole. Yes, I agree. So that device measures your glasses and just the Apple Vision Pro. No, it's a little bit more analog than that. What actually happens is that, well, a little bit more explanation here. So, yes and no. So what happens is that if you want to purchase this Apple Vision Pro, and in the US you can, then you go to the Apple Store, and if you have glasses, then you will have to do two things. You have to bring along your real prescription. Of course, I didn't have it with me, so so you need to bring that 100% that prescription. And they will also check your current glasses with that machine. The combination of those two will allow Zeiss, which is their partner, to 100% get the right glasses for you. Of course, this being a demo, it was not 100% fit, but it was a very, very good fit, I can tell you. It was extremely clear, and for me, it would have been good enough. So I would say 80-90% at the most. So precise that it was. By the way, you do have to purchase those caps as a separate cost point of, I believe, $100. But it is 100% made for your eyes by Zeiss, and you can also flip them around, so you can also remove them, and for example your partner, change it to another one. That's possible. I see automation missed the show today. You can watch it once I'm done. That's okay. Not sure what the NDI reaction was about. It feels like the market would buy these will never get them to work. Most are still struggling with NDI. I presume you're talking about the 21 tons. I agree that it's not something that is easy for everybody. Again, Raul thinks it's cool. And yes, it was a fantastic trip. I loved it. What do you think about Aaron's setup? Yeah, well, it's bigger than mine, for sure. So I actually pointed out how big my studio is in comparison with his studio. I can now tell you that if you look in his backdrop, and I would stand with stretched arms like so, I will touch his green colored backdrop on the left hand side, and the starting point of the table, that is roughly what I have. So literally the starting point of his table and the green wall, that is what I have. So that gives you a little bit of an idea on how big my studio is in comparison to his. But I did like his setup. I think he has excellent gear. He has the same mess that I have, so no changes there. I do also like that he did create his own 3D converters, etc., which I think is fantastic. But we spent some time there, but not so much. It was really cool to do, and honestly, I was thinking about making a video of it, but I decided not to do it, and that was not because I'm lazy, but because he recently did a tour of his studio, and it's so good. It's really shows how big it is. That being said, I still thought it was smaller than I expected. So even though it's way bigger than my studio, it's still smaller than it looks like on video. Hello, Connie. Well, hello, and welcome from San Juan in Puerto Rico. Appreciate you there. Did anyone follow the Office Hours Global? No, I did not. Not yet, at least. I just arrived yesterday from the US. So I'm a little bit still in the jet lag phase, but getting to a better point. All right, that's all that I had in store for you today. I hope that you liked it. I will see you in about 2 weeks again with a live show. And if you have any questions or remarks, please go ahead and write that down in the comments below. And I'll, of course, we'll see that and we'll come back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for being here. I really, again, appreciate you taking your time on your Sunday. And thank you again. See you back on a Saturday in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.